What's up guys, Andrew here. Today I'll be reviewing the Lenovo U31. This is an all-new notebook that is aimed towards someone that wants a small and lightweight laptop that can also take on some light-duty gaming. Let's go and break down the specs. You're getting a dual-core Broadwell i7, a 13.3-inch Full HD IPS display, 8 gigs of RAM, a 1TB drive, and my unit does have the optional NVIDIA 920M for better GPU performance. This model will set you back $829. Now if you choose to go without the GPU upgrade, then you'll get the integrated Intel HD 5500. That configuration will be $599. The design of the U31 is very sleek and stylish. The exterior is made out of a white plastic finish and it feels well built for the most part. There are two color options to choose from. There's a white model as shown here, and then there's an optional red one. The interior is also made out of the same plastic white material with a black keyboard. This kind of reminds me of the original black and white MacBooks. I really love this two-color tone as it looks gorgeous. The weight of this notebook comes in at 3.31 pounds and its thickest point is 0.76 inches. It's a thin and light notebook that looks very sexy. There is some medium keyboard flex here, but keep in mind I'm pressing down very firmly. The top section of this notebook is pretty sturdy with the exception of the bottom side. Pressing down firmly at this area will cause the display to hit the trackpad. Check it out here. Let's take a look at the ports here on the left side of the notebook. Here goes your security lock slot, AC charging port, USB 2, an SD card reader, headset microphone jack combo, battery status indicator, and power status indicator. The downside to this SD card reader is it sticks way out. It even sticks out more than the MacBook Pro. On the right side of the notebook, you have your 1-key recovery pin, 2 USB 3s, gigabit Ethernet, and a full-size HDMI. I upgraded this notebook to Windows 10 and it was a smooth sailing process, but after about 3 days, my USB and SD card reader just quit working. The good thing with Windows 10 is the rollback feature. You have up to 1 month to go back to Windows 8.1. I'm pretty sure this issue will be resolved pretty soon as Lenovo pushes out driver updates for Windows 10. Next up is display performance. This notebook is rocking the 13.3-inch Full HD LG Philips IPS panel. Man, that's a mouthful. The color accuracy is about average, nothing to brag about. With my Spider 4 Pro test, I got a score of 68% for the sRGB and 51% for the Adobe RGB. The resolution is good for a laptop with this kind of screen size. The great thing about this panel are the viewing angles. Thanks to the IPS panel, you get a wide side-to-side viewing angle, and the top-to-bottom viewing angles were excellent. There's no need to tilt this panel up or down to get that good picture. And since this is an anti-glare display, the reflections are very minimal. The keyboard on this notebook is great. The smile-shaped keys offer great tactile feedback, and the key travel is adequate. Overall, I've been satisfied with the performance from this keyboard. And yes, you do get a backlit keyboard. There are two options, either low or high. Next up is trackpad performance. Lenovo chose to go with a Synaptics trackpad that is large and the texture is good. Tracking, two-finger scrolling were smooth and precise. The only minor issue I have was the multi-touch was a bit choppy. However, the overall response from this trackpad has been great. Let's talk about CPU performance. You're getting a dual-core i7-5500U clocked at 2.4 GHz with turbo up to 3 GHz. This CPU has been quick and responsive. Whether you're just browsing the web or editing photos, this CPU is up for it. If you opt for the high-end model, you'll get the NVIDIA 920M, and this is an entry-level GPU based on the Kepler architecture. The performance is not that big of an upgrade compared to the baseline model, which has an Intel HD 5500. Unless you're running some 3D AutoCAD software, then I would just stick with the baseline model and save your cash. With that being said, here's a gaming demo of GTA 5 running at 800 by 600 on very low settings. The game is playable, but during high action scenes, the frame will drop to around 14 to 17 frames per second. Games like CSGO will be smooth like butter, even on very high settings at 1920 by 1080p. The external temperatures around the palm rest is usually around 30 to 36 degrees Celsius. The middle section will have a range of 32 to 40 degrees Celsius, and the top section is the hottest at around 45 to 46 degrees Celsius. After 30 minutes of CSGO, the average CPU temps were around 80 degrees Celsius, with a high up to 90 degrees Celsius, and the GPU average was around 76 degrees Celsius. Yes, it did run kinda warmer compared to the Y40 that I reviewed last year, and that's most likely because of the U31's thinner and lighter profile. With that being said, I did not experience any overheating issues with this notebook. This notebook features a 2-cell 35 watt hour battery pack, and it's the biggest downfall on this laptop. I've been getting around 3 hours out of a full charge with medium screen brightness while browsing the web, watching Netflix, and some word processing. If you plan on gaming on the battery pack, expect an hour of gameplay. Let's take a look at the components of the Lenovo U31. The 5400 RPM mechanical hard drive with 8GB of SSD cache offers okay performance. I was able to get around 103 megabytes a second for the read speed and 94 megabytes a second for the write speeds. With the bottom plate being so easy to remove, I would go ahead and put an SSD in here for better performance. Followed by your single DIMM slot for your 8GB of RAM. I wish there was an optional 16GB version. And last but not least is our fan. During casual use, the fan can barely be heard. If anything, you can hear the 5400 mechanical drive more. But fire up some CSGO and the fans will reach about 57 to 60 decibels. There are two bottom facing speakers powered by Dolby Audio and they sound great. They are well balanced and the sound levels are good. Here's a quick sound test. Hey, what's up guys, Andrew here. Test out the webcam on the new Lenovo U31. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let's get to the conclusion of this notebook. For $829, the high-end model is a little too much to spend. The base model is more attractive with its base price of $599. You get all the same features with the exception of the 920M. The overall design is very slick and stylish with its two-tone black and white finish, and you get great performance from the Core i5 or Core i7. The biggest downside on this notebook is the small 35 watt hour battery pack and the 8GB limitation for your RAM. Alright guys, this wraps up my full review on the Lenovo U31. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button and please remember to subscribe for more upcoming content. Thank you guys for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.